Hey folks, Dave Parrish here with another Knack video. Today's topic, I'm going to jump right into this. I'm calling it one person, multiple user roles. Now Knack lets you, in your users sections, let me move this. Come on. You know, you have accounts, then you have these subgroups, but anyone can be assigned to more than one user role. Now, I'm going to talk about when you want to do that or why you would want to do that and some of the other details once that's on the plate here, how to deal with it. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go on this topic of having an individual user in your app assigned to multiple user roles. First, I'm going to talk about why you want to do that. Well, one reason is you may just want, like, for example, you're an admin and you want them to see the workflows and activity that another user type, in this case like a rep or in this case an auditor. So you assign them and they are able to look at that stuff, see how it works, and sometimes if they might be on the phone with one of these other users and seeing exactly what they see helps you manage or train perhaps. And the other main reason I often do it is as a builder. If you assign yourself to all the different user roles that you have, they're going to appear up here, and I'll show you how they're going to appear up here. Then you're testing stuff, you know, you're moving along and building your app. And if you didn't assign yourself, every time you wanted to see what a different user role sees, you'd have to log out and then log back in, and that's a colossal pain. So I usually assign myself to all of them. Now, a couple of things here. I'm just going to go random at this. If you do that, go down to App Settings, Header and Pages, and then go down to Page Menu. Scroll down and make sure this is clicked. Page Menu Options. Only show links that the user has. That means if someone logs in and they're not assigned, for example, to rep won't show up. So that's important, but let me make sure, this is really important. If you're going to do this, the best practice on how to set up your pages is this. I think I have a whole video on this. But each user role, we have admin, rep, and auditor home. They're high-level pages. You want to build all your activity and workflows underneath this. That allows it to show up as a tab and allows whoever has multiple user roles just to step into the other roles, like a different personality or something. And if you'd had them in a different structure than this, it's going to be real awkward navigation. Now, I do have a couple other things here. Grant management, core tables. I put these as standalone tabs themselves. They're not different user role. I did that very intentionally because I wanted people, no matter where they're in the app, if they're assigned to one of these, that they can just click here instead of having to navigate back. And then you're going to see a couple other pages here. Invoice detail, auditor, whatever. There's other ones that don't show up here. These are shared pages. So if you look at invoice detail, I have more than one type of user that can go and look at this stuff. Now, actually, this is a whole other topic too, but what you see here is always hidden. But when someone wants to navigate to the details of one of these, different user roles can get to the different places, and there might be some controls or permissions on that. So this page structure is important when you're doing this stuff. Now, if you have multiple users, this can be a little confusing. Or if you have someone who's a single user and you want to add them as a user, here's what most people think you should do. Oh, here, I already have someone as an admin. I want them to be an auditor too. You're going to click Auditor, and you're going to put in their information, and you're going to click Submit, and it's going to say, hey, that email's already in here. You can't use it. So you're not adding a user, because that user already exists. What you should do is go to the Manage Users. There's a few different approaches to this. Let's populate. manage users, you'd go to wherever that person exists. Excuse me, I have somewhat of a cold here. And you'd add a user role to them. And if there's variable information in that other thing you're adding, you're going to have to go back to that and add it, like assigned to a market or whatever. Let's see if I got anything else. If you're creating page rules based on a user role, I don't have one here, but note this: if you add a rule and it's based on it, you're not going to say user. Let's get to one of these. There's too much stuff. You're not going to say user is, you're going to list the user role. Usually you're going to say user contains this, because if it has more than one user role in their account, it's not a is, it's a contains. It could be one or the other. And then always, if you're doing stuff that says captured by, entered by, updated by, never point to the actual specific user, because that's going to be a mess, especially when multiple people can be doing it, a different user while using the same interface. Always do that to accounts. So make a field here connected to accounts, and it's usually created by or updated by, and usually there's a date associated with that too. Make it direct to account, and then to make that work on whatever form they're filling out, you're going to have to have a record rule that says set that to the logged in user. So those are a few things I got, the nature of when you have a single person with more than one user role. Appreciate it. Thanks.